guys, Lee's little sister here, and I'm back with another exciting theory I couldn't wait to share with you. Today we are going to look into Abernathy and just what his importance is to the Fantastic Beasts theory. Now, I have to admit, when I was looking at Abernathy in the first movie, I thought he was just an extra, but when I saw him in the second movie, I was like, there's something about him. And of course, like everybody else, when I left the movie theater, I had to do a little digging. So Mina Lima probably gave everybody our first clue with the first rendition of the Lestrange family tree. Here we have a blown up image of baby Corvus with his little bonnet, a shadow of hair. We also got a glimpse of just how important Abernathy was to the story, as Abernathy kind of showed us what his power was in the movie. And I know I'm kind of jumping all over, but it's all going to tie together in the theory in just a second. Here we see Mina Lima's second rendition, where we see a more surreal, kind of brow-furrowed Corvus in an adolescent stage. Does this kind of remind you of Abernathy? I think you know where I'm going with this. I think you see where I'm about to tie this all together, and I hope this really does make sense to you, and this is why I really think that Abernathy is actually Corvus Lestrange. What tied this all together, and I'm going to go step by step in my theory, but first step in this theory is the fact that Abernathy, we only know Abernathy by his last name, Mr. Abernathy. We never get a proper introduction. We don't know Abernathy's backstory. He really doesn't talk much from the beginning. After all, he actually works in the wand permit office. We don't know what his power is in the first movie, but in the second movie, we see that he's actually a metamorphosis, and that's a very powerful wizard. My second part of the theory is this pivotal scene right here in Fantastic Beasts 2, where we see the induction, the formal induction into Abernathy, or Corvus, becoming an acolyte. We see Grindelwald restoring his tongue, but he gives him a serpent's tongue. And we see that we never have Abernathy or Corvus, in my opinion, speak again. He can't tell a story. He can't tell who he really is, but we see him pick up the Lestrange book, which only a close family member could have done. In a scene where I have affectionately dubbed it the missing acolyte, I believe this ties my theory together beautifully. And it's because we do not see Abernathy in this scene. And I believe it's because if Lita had seen him, she would have realized that Corvus was still alive. I believe Grindelwald was so afraid that Lita would have recognized him somehow, some way after all these years. Or Corvus or Abernathy would have recognized her in some way, and Grindelwald could not risk it. All this time, I think Grindelwald was feeding Corvus some kind of theory. Your family didn't love you. Your family left you. Your family has done this. I think if Abernathy and or Corvus had seen Lita, all of that would have failed. So my theory is this, that scene that we saw, we see baby Corvus leaving, not because Father Corvus didn't love him, but because he was perhaps the most powerful baby Corvus of the line the Lestrange had seen come to fruition. He was a metamorphosis, meaning he had the most power. He could change into what he wants. After all, this power is seen as soon as the child is born, meaning he was the most beautiful. this baby was part of some prophecy that we do not know of yet. I believe this is some unforetold Lestrange prophecy that Grindelwald knew of. And I believe this is where we will see the other child that we know of, which is Credence, come into play. In my previous video, I did speak on how Credence came to be. Thank you once again to SP Sipal for her beautiful theory that I expounded upon in the creation of Credence, because I believe it was all part of Grindelwald's master plan. He just didn't know how close he was to both parties in New York. So lastly, guys, I really think that Dumbledore does not know just how pivotal of a role he has played in this, in the creation of Credence, because in the end of things, Grindelwald needs to get Dumbledore out of the way so he can use Credence as a weapon. He needs Corvus as part of his league to kind of help take over the wizarding world, because the Lestrange family is oh so powerful. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, thank you for viewing. Have a great day, guys. Bye.